welcome to the very first Emily Talks video. And I wanted to start Emily Talks in order to sort of have a conversation with you guys, even though it's kind of weird because I'm not really having a conversation with you, I'm more like talking at you. But I really would love to hear your feedback and your comments and your questions about this particular topic that I'm going to be talking about, which is sizing. And when I was going through all of the different topics that I wanted to kind of cover in these Emily Talks videos throughout the next couple of months, sizing really stuck out to me because it is something that is very personal, and it's something that I continue to struggle with, and I will be the first to tell you that I do not take my own advice a lot of the time, and I am not an expert. I am still struggling with sizing and with coming to terms with my body and all of that stuff. So I'm not going to get into that too much, but I do want to give you a few tips on how to make it easier to choose the right sizes and the right pieces for your body. And I'll start off by saying, first of all, like, your size is just a number. A lot of people tend to say things like, oh, I'm a size 6 or I'm a size 14, and I'm guilty of that too. But I'm trying not to say those things because your size is just a number or a weird letter, or silly letter, or, you know, it's not who you are. And it's just what you wear. It's just a way, a guide for choosing the right option that fits you the best and makes you look your best. So that's the first thing that I'll say. Definitely, it's just a number. It shouldn't be given too much weight. It shouldn't be something that you think defines you or your personal style. It does not at all. Every brand is different. Every company is different. Actually, designers, when they're designing pieces for you know, basically distribution or for sale, they use fit models, and they make their patterns based on the fit models. So they're most likely designing and making a pattern for a garment for somebody who is a completely different body type than you. We all have different body shapes. We use sort of categories in order to make it easier to shop and to understand what looks best on us, but everyone is different. And so just keep that in mind as you are shopping. And that means that it's even more important to not put too much weight into what size you wear, and to just focus on making sure that what you do choose fits you correctly and looks great. I will say that there are typically two standard sort of sizing structures that you will encounter, and they are straight and plus sizes. There are also a lot of brands who do petites and tall, but I'm going to focus just on straight and plus sizes because that's sort of the more standard and what I kind of know more about. But if you would like me to do a video on petites or tall, let me know and I'll do some research. So straight sizes tend to be cut a little bit more narrow than plus sizes. Plus sizes tend to have a little bit more material in sort of like the waist area or the hip area. So that's something to keep in mind. Plus sizes do start, you know, around the 10 or the 12 range in sizing. So that's another thing to keep in mind. But a lot of brands now are doing lines in both of those sizing structures. Forever 21 is an example that I love, and I actually, you know, have pieces from both their straight sizes and their plus sizes. H&M is starting to do that too, so there's definitely more and more companies that are kind of expanding in that way because they're starting to understand that as the customer, we want to have more options, and there are so many different types of people and different body types in their customer base, and they want to make sure that they are attracting those people. So the second thing I'll kind of say is, or encourage you to do, is to use size guides. And this is really important when you are shopping online specifically because you can't try things on, which is so important. And I'll talk a little bit more about that later. But definitely use size guides. Get measured properly. Grab a friend or a family member that you trust to do your measurements. And a lot of the size guides that online shops provide will give you a good idea of how to measure, how to get measured or how to measure yourself. And then once you get measured, write down your measurements. And I would say that you should probably get remeasured or remeasure yourself every couple of months. Our bodies are constantly changing, especially as women, because of different factors, and it's just a good idea to always have that on hand to make your shopping experience more fun and easy. So yes, use size guides, get measured properly, read reviews. I love online reviews. And I love when websites offer customer reviews of their products. I think it's a great resource for the shopper, because it's a way that you can really start to understand exactly how a garment fits based on other people's opinions and experiences. And it can really help you determine whether or not the garment is going to be a good choice for you, and also what size to purchase. So like ModCloth does a really great job with that. All of the Gap brands as well have that option. So definitely look out for those. And then when you're shopping in a store, a lot of more like higher end stores, their sales associates tend to be really knowledgeable about the product. So definitely ask them how a garment typically is going to fit, or how your, what their experience is with the garment. That'll help you a lot as well. As I mentioned before, trying on. Okay, this is something that I am a huge stickler about. I try everything on. I try almost everything on. I just bought a bathing suit like a couple of days ago that I didn't try on in the store, and I got lucky. But I did know that particular style and cut was going to work on me, so I was not going into it blindly. But should I have tried it on? Yes. This is something that I cannot stress enough. And if you are shopping online, again, this unfortunately is not an option until like technology, basically allows us to teleport or whatever, which will probably never happen. But if you are shopping online, check the return policy for the store. And just my own personal feeling, I never buy anything final sale online. It makes me too nervous. But if you are okay with that, go for it. I envy your confidence in that area of your shopping expertise. So anyway, definitely check the return policy. A lot of online stores now have free returns, which is awesome. So definitely that's a great resource to use if you are a little unsure about what you're purchasing. The final thing I'll say, kind of wrap this up, is keep track of what size you wear and what brand. Keep track of the sizes that you wear in the brands that you love. Keep track of the fabrics that work the best for you. I mean, for me, I have more of like an hourglass, like curvy figure, and it's hard for me to wear really structured fabrics, so I tend to go more for like stretchy, like sort of knit fabrics. That's a good thing to keep in mind, especially it's related to sizing, but just something to add to sort of your notebook as you're adding in your measurements and the sizes that you wear in these different brands and all of that. Again, feel confident in what size you wear, because it doesn't matter. It does not matter. What matters is that you are choosing pieces that look great on you, and I know that you will look great in the pieces that you choose if you're getting the right size. And I know that from personal experience. So don't be afraid of the size that you wear. And nobody has to know it except for you. Nobody's going to look at you and be like, oh, she's a size blah, blah, blah. The only people that could possibly know that are people who have a lot of experience helping people shop and dress. People myself who do a little bit of style consulting and things like that, we might be able to guess, but that's just because of like our experience level, and we would never look at you and be like, oh, she's a blah blah blah. We would ask you what size you wear and what size you feel comfortable in. So again, thank you so much for watching. I hope that this was informative and inspirational. And as you probably know, a big focus of the BeStyle blog is to provide size accessible resources and looks and options. And so if there is anything that you think you have an idea for me to include on the blog, or anything that you think I can do better at in that regard, definitely let me know. Email me. My email address is emilybestyle@gmail.com. That's on the website. Leave a comment on the blog. And again, thank you so much.